Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and Viva la Raza.
Órale. Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Hang on. I'm doing this on my phone. So, okay, there we go. All right. Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout out to all the junkies out there. Sorry, I'm doing this on my phone. I'm on the road and I'm not gonna have a chance to do it later. So I'm doing it right now on my second lunch. Yes, second lunch. It's gonna be a long day, Holmes. It's gonna be a good 14-hour day. So I knew I wasn't gonna have a chance to get on here later on and do what I usually do. So I'm here on the side of the road. Holmes doing it now. Um, all right. So let's talk a little bit about Crown Jewel WrestleMania East. Um, First of all, let me go ahead and mention that Monday Night Raw already happened. We will be watching it on tape delay, right? Monday Night Raw was taped. It already happened. And that's what we will be tuning into tonight. But as we talk about Crown Jewel, they really try to make Crown and they really try to make it a pretty big deal. And it is. You know, I was kind of excited for this card, for most of it, that is. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So you got the new bloodline versus the old bloodline, which is dysfunctional right now. Mainly who's dysfunctional is really just Jay. Jimmy and Roman seem to be, they seem to be like nothing happened, man. Like it's all good. The match. Okay, so I was thinking that Jacob Fatu was actually going to be the guy, the odd man out, but he wasn't. It was him, one of the freaking Tongan brothers, and Solo Sokoa in there against Jimmy J and Roman. And for the most part, everything went good. Everything went well. It was a pretty good, decent match. In my opinion, I was kind of like, man, why are you kind of throwing this match away? This match needs to happen at Survivor Series, and it still can, and I believe it still will in a War Games match. Where it did get somewhat exciting or interesting, I should say, maybe not exciting. Well, first of all, let me go ahead and say this. I was never really a big Jacob Fatu guy. I kept hearing from a few people, hey, Jacob Fatu, that's the guy, Holmes. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He's really not wowing me. Let me go ahead and tell you guys this. Jacob Fatu really shined. He really did. He shined, he impressed me, and he was entertaining to watch in this match. So shout out to Jacob Fatu. All right. Sami Zayn decides to get involved in this match. All right. After, after um the new bloodline wins the match. Now, they won the match. Sorry. They won the match pretty fair and square for the most part. There was little outside interference from the other freaking brother. I don't care about their names. Um, they won the match pretty decently fair, I guess. For like I said, there's a little bit of outside interference here and there, but nothing that major. It was a little odd to me to have Solo go over on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns takes the 1, 2, 3. I was just kind of like, wow, really? That's the way you want to go? I was gonna think out of everybody, Jimmy was gonna take the pinfall if the new bloodline were gonna be the ones to win. I was thinking, well, it's got to be Jimmy then, but no. No, they went over on OTC. Solo did. And then, a little bit, hell breaks loose with the new bloodline beating down the old bloodline. Sami Zayn comes out to intervene, get in there. He wants to be the, honorary Uce again. And they got Solo in the middle of the ring. Everybody else, all the old bloodline, all the new bloodlines out of the ring except for Solo, who's in the very middle of the ring. And you got the old bloodline along with Sami Zayn, each individual at a corner. As soon as Solo makes a move, Roman and Sami go in for the kill. Roman going for the Superman punch, Sami going for the Lua kick, and Solo ducks, rolls out of the ring. Sami ends up hitting Roman Reigns with the Lua kick. Okay, now there's dysfunction, right? Because Jay can see like, hey, it was just an accident. Jimmy's all like, what the hell were you doing here to begin with? So there's huge dysfunction coming with the old bloodline. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go and say and predict this. I'm gonna predict that Sami Zayn is gonna go heel. I am. I'm gonna predict that's what I'm gonna predict. Because he wasn't really there for anybody else except for Jay. But I'm gonna say, just the look on his face, like he didn't mean to give the Lua kick to Roman. But at the same time, just the look on his face, it didn't really seem like he regretted it much either. He just kind of gets out of the ring with like just a stale face and like, oh, well, it happened. I don't even really care. So, yeah, man. Like I said, Roman taking the 1, 2, 3, that was kind of mind blowing to me, especially it being, Solo over him. It's like, man, okay. And then there's dysfunction going on afterwards. Jimmy and Jay, they're arguing with each other. So we'll see what happens with that. But it was a decent match. It's just, I don't know, man. It didn't really live up to what I thought it was supposed to be. That's why I was really looking forward to Survivor Series, where it's like, okay, it's gonna be old bloodline versus new bloodline. This kind of seemed a little bit rushed. And the building to it wasn't that great. As we move on to the women's tag team match, look, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really care. Okay, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, they remain champions. I don't really care much. There was a couple of cool moments in the match. There was a couple of botches. I don't really care. Okay, I don't. Yeah, the new tag team, those two chicks, it was their time to shine. They kind of botched a little bit, but they still look somewhat decent, I guess. But I don't really care. The Bianca and Jade still tag team champions. All right, so let's move on. We move on to Seth freaking Rollins against Bronson Reed. I only got 30 minutes. That's why I'm kind of moving this along here. We move on to Bronson Reed versus Seth freaking Rollins. Okay. The match was good. Okay, the match was good. My sons and I were sitting down watching. As a matter of fact, this is the part that we actually started watching live. Because the first two matches, I had to go back and rewatch it the following day just because my sons and I had a 5K run to do early that morning. So there's the first match that we actually watched live. And we're like, Bronson Reed, man, he's just fat. Like, I think Seth Rollins is taller than him. But they portray Bronson Reed as like a monster. When in reality, it looked like, I haven't looked at their actual heights, but it looks like Seth Rollins is actually taller than him. Either way, the match was pretty good. Goes back and forth a little bit. They really put Bronson Reed over by just how much he can take and still kick out and still get up. Um, I thought Bronson Reed. Look, Bronson Reed for a big guy can have a pretty good match. He can, especially for a pudgy guy like himself, right? Like there's big dudes, and then there's pudgy guys, and he's a little bit more like a pudgy dude. And he can, he can move pretty decent for a pudgy guy. But let's make no mistake, Seth freaking Rollins is the one that made that match. However, Bronson Reed, even though he lost the match with Seth Rollins landing a curb stomp on the steel steps, busting Bronson Reed's eyebrow open, getting Reed inside, and then landing a super curb stomp from the top of the turnbuckle, from the top of the ropes. Yeah, man. And then, like, he takes the 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed does. Rollins, he's like, yeah, he won the match. He rolls out, and it's probably like, heck, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 seconds after Bronson Reed takes the 1, 2, 3 that he's back up on his feet. Rollins is already making his way up the ramp. Bronson Reed is looking at him like, come on. Let's throw down some more. I got some more let's handle, homie. And, first, Seth Rollins looks surprised. He's like, what the heck? Like, damn, this dude just, doesn't go down, man. Or doesn't stay down. But looks like the rivalry's not over right there because of that reason, as Seth Rollins is over there, running his mouth as he's walking up the ramp, and Bronson Reed is, telling him to get back into the ring. Even though the match is over, Seth Rollins won fair and square, but that rivalry isn't over. So yeah, man, it was a good match. It was a good match. For a match that I was just kind of like, I don't know, man. It was just kind of whatever's to me. I enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed it. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, they're gonna keep on going at it with each other. So that's not done. All right, let's move on to Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. All right. I did not care at all about this match. At all, I'm telling you guys. I did not care about this match. I thought this was kind of a waste. I thought this was just kind of like I don't know, man. Like I said, it just the storyline, I wasn't down with it. I'm like, okay, Kevin Owens is going after Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes is wrapped up in this match against Gunther. But now you're just having like Randy Orton be a Cody Rhodes sympathizer. Like, no, come on, guys. We're all friends. We're all buddy old pals. Like, that is not Randy Orton's character, man. He's the Viper. That is not his character. Like, I didn't like that. But all right. This match never took place. The best thing happened, for me at least. For somebody who didn't care about this match, it was very entertaining to see the non-match that happened. Before the bell rings, these two guys start going at it. They go out of the ring. They're destroying each other. They're hitting themselves. They're hitting each other with the chairs. It turns into like a no holds bar, Extreme Rules match, and that's because the bell never rang. So the match never actually officially got started. And they're going so crazy on one another that they just cancel the match. You got all the officials coming down to try to break them up, try to separate them. It goes out into the crowd, and it's just complete melee. And it lasted for a while. It did. It's not like it just happened for 2 minutes or something. No, this went on probably for a good little length of a match long. And I'll be real with you guys, man. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fun. I'm like, okay, I don't really care too much about this match, but all right, let's see what they do. And then boom, all this happens. And it's like, okay, the bell still hasn't rung. The bell still hasn't rung. Then you hear Michael Cole say they waved the match off. We're not going to have this match tonight while they're still beating the dog doodles out of each other. And the security and officials are there trying to break them up. I thought it was probably the most entertaining thing they could have done. For me personally, for somebody who didn't care about this match. It was fun. So for damn sure, this match needs to happen, and they're probably going to put it in some sort of, I don't know, Extreme Rules. I mean, nobody calls it No Holds Bar anymore. I don't know when's the last time somebody, I still call it No Holds Bar, but, I guess it's called Extreme Rules now, but for many, many years, it was called the No Holds Barred match. But anyway, they're going to have to do something like that. It just can't be just one straight up match. There's going to have to be something for these guys so they can go all out. And, I mean, I'm not really sure how much more you really want to be putting Randy Orton in these kind of like Extreme Rules, No Holds Bar matches and stuff like that. But, the guy's really getting up there in age. But nonetheless, yeah, you know what? It was cool. I didn't feel like, oh man, I got gypped from a match. No, because it was fun enough. It was fun enough. All right, guys, I got to really move it along here. Running out of time. All right, so let's go with the women's championship match. Liv Morgan, Nia Jax. Let me take a drink of water. Hang on. Liv Morgan, Nia Jax. They have their matchup for the Crown Jewel Women's title. Okay. This was a good match. I really enjoyed the heck out of this match. I really, truly did. Liv Morgan has really grown on me. Big ups to her, Holmes, because when she was first going after the title, she was a face. And she was like this little engine that could. And it's like everybody was rooting for her. And then she became champion. And then that was about as far as it went. Everybody just started losing interest, myself included. And it was just like, well, she's not that good of a wrestler. It was just kind of a little cool story. And then it was just like, that's it. She's just like a mid-card guy. Just get rid of her now. But now, I think her wrestling has gotten better. Her character has gotten better. And, Tiffany Stratton coming down, I'm starting to get a little bit jaded with that. With Tiffy Time coming down and wanting to cash in, and Nia Jax like, hey, what the heck are you doing? Like, what's going on here? Raquel Rodriguez, Dirty Dom. They get down to the ring through the audience and, make their presence felt. Ultimately, Liv Morgan gets the victory over Nia Jax in a good match. Good match. I like Nia Jax too, man. I do. I think she's a pretty damn good wrestler. I know a while back there was a whole, hey man, she just injures people. That's all she does is just injure people. And while that was true, I thought she was a good wrestler, just unsafe. But for a chick her size, I think she's a good wrestler. I was thinking, like, man, you got to build her as a powerhouse. And the size difference between these two with Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, I was like, wow, man. Let's see how this is going to go. But it was a good, fun match. It was a good, fun match. So, and I got a prediction, man. I got a prediction. But not for this match, but for the future going forward. But I'll save that. But big ups to Liv Morgan for being the first ever WWE Women's Crown Jewel Champion. Finally, let's go ahead. Let's end it with Cody Rhodes and Gunther. I gotta log back in. Yes, log back in. I am an actual truck driver, and we have these electrical logbooks. So I gotta log in here in just a few minutes. So let's go ahead and let's get to Cody Rhodes and Gunther. All right, so they did try to build this up a little bit, and I was somewhat interested. You know, I was like, okay, all right, I guess, man. What I didn't like is that Michael Cole is over there talking about, oh man, these are the two big powerhouses in the WWE. No, they're not. Roman Reigns is bigger than both of these dudes, Holmes. But oh well. I get it. You're trying to build this match. Okay. They get in the ring. They put on a good match. For me, it wasn't that incredible of a match, but it was a good match. I got nothing bad to say about the match. A lot of, close pinfalls. Some really good back and forth with both of these guys. They put on a good match. They did. They put on a good match. Of course, Cody Rhodes comes out with the victory. He is the first ever men's crown jewel champion, pinning Gunther. You got Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan out there with both of their titles, celebrating at the end. What does this do to Gunther? Does it squash him in any way as a champion? That's kind of the thing that I was kind of wondering about this. Like, okay, is everybody now gonna look at Nia and Gunther as like the secondary champion? Like they're not the real champion? I mean, I think as time goes on, you'll just kind of forget about it for the most part, I guess. I wonder if this is going to be an every year thing at Crown Jewel. I'm assuming it is. But overall, look, and I like I said, my apologies for, really cutting this short. There's a lot more to get in and, talk about in detail. But I just don't got that time right now. Overall, man, I enjoyed the PLE. I did. I thought it was a good PLE. I had to go back the next day and rewatch, or I'm sorry, not rewatch, but watch the first two matches because I missed them. But it was fun, man. It was fun. Good PLE, good Crown Jewel, and now we look forward to the Survivor Series, where I still believe we're gonna get War Games between the old bloodline and the new bloodline. As far as Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, I think that's kind of done. The whole Tiffany Stratton thing, starting to get a little tired of it. She doesn't need to be running down to the ring every single time. I'm a little tired of that. But look, nonetheless, man, good PLE. Enjoyed it. Let's see what they got for Survivor Series. And lastly, before I let you guys go, for the rest of this week, I'm gonna go ahead and be reviewing Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix. Originally, I was gonna be doing that live with my boy G Funky, but just scheduling wise, it's just not working out, man. You know, so I'll just be dropping videos, reviewing every episode as I watch them. So I know I'm a little bit on the late train on that, but that's because I wanted to review every episode by episode live. But yeah, scheduling wise, it just wasn't gonna work. But anyway, yeah, man, you guys let me know. What did you guys think about Crown Jewel? How did you guys like it? Did you guys enjoy it? I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty good, man. So I am excited to see what they do with the two remainders. One being a PLE, the other one they're just bringing back the PLE that's remaining is Survivor Series, and then they're ending the year not with a PLE but with the return of Saturday night's main event. So you guys let me know, man. Crown Jewel, did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys not? I did. So let's finish the year strong. Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout out to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.
And